Hi. So this would be for Wednesday when we first started for looking at point slope form. This is the version of the line that I kept saying over and over again. It says slope intercept. So point slope form, as the name implies, involves a point and the slope. So basically, if I were to give you, which m is the slope, a slope of, let's say, 3, and a point on that line. So basically, again, all these are done with lines. So the slope of this mysterious line of ours is 3, and some point on there, we'll just call it, I don't know, 2, 4. So we have the slope and we have a point, but we need to know the equation of that line. Eventually, so we can graph it, of course, but for now, just for the sake of knowing it. So with slope-intercept form, when we were dealing with it before, we had to have a y-intercept and the slope. We have the slope, but we don't know the y-intercept. So basically, there's a way we could do that with this information. But for now, we're just going to pretend that we don't know that. So we have to take a look at what slope-intercept form is. I did it again, sorry. What point slope form is. Slope-intercept form is the version we want to use to graph eventually, so we will convert point slope to slope-intercept, but for now, just point slope. Point slope is an equation where we have y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Now, there's a lot of pieces here, so they might be a little confusing. Things to remember. This y and this x are never going to change. You'll never plug anything for them. Anytime you do these equations, that y and that x circle will always be y and will always be x. They do not change ever. Regardless of what numbers we have up here, this is always y and this is always x. There's no numbers to plug in. It's just those letters. They stay the same. Now, what does change is this y1, the m, and the x1. So the easiest thing to probably see is that right here we have m. M equals 3. Right here. Oh, that's our slope. So basically, whatever this number is here, I plug in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite my equation. And I'm going to leave all my blanks. There. So this is the entire equation. I just didn't include these empty things. So what I have down here in purple, this is consistent. This always will look just like this. All you have to do now is plug in the information. So the easiest one, again, is the slope here. M. M is slope, and we know that that's 3, so boom, we just plug a 3 there. We're almost done. The next thing is we have these y1 and x1, which some of you probably realize means we need to go up here and look at this point. If I were to label this as x1 and y1, all of a sudden I have those numbers. So I could take this x1 and know that it goes, well, actually I don't want to use purple because I already used purple. Let's grab a different color. Let's try orange again. So if I were to grab this x1, and I recognize that's right here, x1 is 2, so what should go here is 2. Now, let's grab this color. Last thing I have is y1, this blank here. y1 is 4, so this blank here should be a 4. And so what I end up with is this little equation here that says y minus 4 equals 3 times x minus 2. And I'm done. That's it. That's all you have to do with point slope. I mean, eventually we will convert that to slope-intercept, but that's the basics. You have this equation here, and you just plug in your information. This is always the y-coordinate of whatever point you're given. This is always the x-coordinate of whatever point you're given. This is always the slope you're given. And that's the basics of point slope. So as long as you can plug it into these equations, you're done. And if you all have any questions, just let me know.